It's about inspiring others on this platform. So I welcome you all back to my channel. I'm Lydia. If you're seeing me for the first time on your screen, and I create content related to fake love, relationship, and career. Okay, in my previous video, I said I'll be starting a series on abuse and domestic violence, and this is the series we are about to start. And this is going to be in different episodes, so you have to watch out for more. All right, I'll be talking about so many things: how to know you're in an abusive relationship, signs to watch out for, how to get help, the reason why the abused always do not know how to get out of a particular relationship despite the fact that the relationship is abusive. We'll be talking about all that in different episodes, but in this particular episode I will be sharing my story. Yes, I'll be sharing my story because I've had my own fair share of abusive relationship here. So I'll be sharing my story. Peradventure you are in an abusive relationship and you are not even sure, because of course there are so many people, all right, that are in an abusive relationship presently, but they do not even know the signs. They do, as in, they don't even know they are in an abusive relationship. So I pray that this video would open your eyes to see that that relationship is not good for you and you have to get out fast as you can. And secondly, if you feel, oh, you are in a very your relationship is very okay, and you know someone, or you've heard about someone, or someone who is close to you has told you his or her story, and you know that they cannot have access to this video, please and please kindly share this video with them. Kindly share this video with your contacts, because this video may not even be for you, but it may be for that person. And what you're doing is that you're saving another life. Yes, you're saving another life. We've heard of stories of people who lost their life because of abusive relationship, because of domestic violence. So this is not something that we should take with levity. This is not something we should just take like, this girl is ranting again. Please share this video. Please share this video. Please keep sharing. All right. So now we're going to start the series by my story. If you want to listen to my story, you have to keep watching. Okay. Yes, I've had my own fair share of this um of abusive relationship, and I'm so grateful to God. Like, I'm so grateful. I feel indebted to God and to the person He used for me to help me get out of that relationship. Because we are always, like in my previous video when I spoke about Osinachi, we are all aware about a popular gospel artist that was that experienced domestic violence in a marriage that eventually led to her death. When I did that video, I made mention of the fact that most people are in an abusive relationship, but they do not know how to get out. And the reason they don't want, it's not like they don't want to get out, or it's not like they don't know, or they do not know that this relationship is not meant for them. They do not just have the strength. There are so many people. We are always quick to judge in this part of the world that, why would she sit that, like, if some people open their mouth to tell you what they are experiencing currently, despite all the stories that are flying around about how people are losing their lives and all that, and you'll be wondering, and you are still in the relationship. It's not like they don't want to leave. I've been there before. I was in that relationship for good 6 years. Yes, you heard me right. I was in the relationship for good 6 years, and from the very first day, I mean, from the very first year, I knew the relationship was not meant for me. I knew it, that Lydia, you're definitely going to, if you're going to end up with this kind of person, you're definitely going to become what you have always been afraid of. Me getting married to a partner or to a husband that would be eating me physically, it is something I've always dreaded, because watching my loved one, or my loved ones, some of my loved ones that I experienced it, yes, watching them go through that kind of life, watching them go through that kind of torture while growing up. I've always said it, that I cannot ever marry this kind of person, God. In fact, one of the reasons why I had a lot of fears about marriage is this domestic violence of a thing. And I, at the end of the day, I saw myself in that same shoes. Not that I saw myself in that same shoes, I was walking in that same shoes that would lead to what those my loved ones are going through. And I did not even have the courage to leave. Okay, now let's begin with my story. I met this guy at 16. Yes, you heard me right. My daughter cannot go into a relationship at 16 except if I'm not aware. I don't think I would accept that. That is totally unacceptable, honestly. And you know one thing that comes with teenager, when you get to teenagers rather, when you get to a particular age, you feel you're a big girl, you have to start making decisions on your own and all that. You should do what adults are doing, all those stuffs. So we as parents or we as potential parents, we should watch out. We should help our children so that they would not make, because I was not even prepared for a relationship yet at that age. I just finished secondary school and I met this guy who was 10 years older than me. 10 good years older than me. And it's not like this guy, let me call him brother, because that's what I usually call him brother in the relationship. It was that bad. I couldn't even look at him in the eyes and call him by his name. So I usually call him brother because it's my almighty brother. So this brother is not like he asked me out outrightly. He did not come to me and say, "Oh, Lydia, let's be in a relationship." You know, all those relationship based on assumption. Started calling to check on me often, like a big brother. He would tell me stuff like, all those young girl guys, I don't want them to. You have to face your book. You have to do this and all that. So that was how it started. Number one, he did not ask me out. And let me say this here: what is red flag to you may not be red flag to another person. So it's kind of peculiar to different people. I may say something here now, and to some other persons, they may feel like, so what's there? But to some people, it's a big deal. But however, there are some signs that are general that if that particular sign is not a red flag to you, then something must be wrong with you. Okay, that's on a lighter mode. Okay, so we started the relationship based on, it's not like based on him always coming calling to check up on me, always we attend the same church. Is my big brother, is a big brother to even my elder sister. Is older than up. I have two elder sisters. He's older than them. So even my sisters call him brother XYZ. So you can, for you to know the kind of gap between us. I mean, I've always had it in my mind that, in fact, when I was still in secondary school, I've always had it at the back of my mind that I would like to get married to someone who is way much older than me. So in my mind, I felt, wow, this is just the right plan. This is going as I have planned, because I love to be pampered. I love somebody that will call me baby, and I would rest on his chest. I love being pampered. So I felt, oh, if I'm in a relationship with someone who is way much older than me, I would get all the pampering I need. So that was one of the reasons I did not see anything, as I didn't see anything wrong with the age gap between us. So now I'll be making mention of, if I don't want to bore you with too much details, so I'll just be pointing out some of the things that, some of the attitude or some of the character he exhibited while we were in the relationship, that pointed out that this is an abusive relationship. In fact, all the red flags I saw in the relationship. Number one, he's very jealous. This is one of the signs you may want to watch out for. It's okay for you to jealously guide what you love. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with it. But when it's becoming too much, or when the person is going, or when the person is going to the extreme, then it will be very, very dangerous. This guy is very, very jealous, and when I mean very jealous, he's very jealous. He doesn't want to see me with any other guy, not even a lady. It was that bad that he had my Facebook password. Yes, you heard me right. I know you'll be wondering that how can you, this time and age, giving somebody your password? How old was I? I was just 16, 17 when we started dating. So in my mind, I felt, and I don't want to. Normally, I've known him even before we started dating. So we've always been calling him brother XYZ. So that respect I had for him before we started dating, I still kind of still exhibited that respect while we were in the relationship. So if he tells me not to pick any someone's call, I dare not pick that call. He had my Facebook password. He has access to my phone, to my text, to messages. There are even sometimes that it would go as far as chatting with people or with contacts on my Facebook, and it would make as in it won't pretend as if I was the one chatting. It would make them know that this is Lydia's boyfriend. What is your relationship with Lydia? And those ones would call me to say, Lydia, who did you give my number? Who is the person using your Facebook account to chat with me? It was that bad. Like if I'm going to visit this guy, I have to start deleting. I'm not. I never double dated in a relationship. So for you to know that I wasn't even cheating. But if someone calls me with an unknown number, this guy would literally go through. He has time. He would literally go through my call logs and start calling every strange number he sees on my phone. If the name is not stored, or if the name is not a name, is because he feels I know her so well. We attend the same church. I know all our friends. So if he sees any strange name, he will call them immediately and ask them, "Who are you to Lydia?" and all that. And me then with my chicken brain, I'll feel like he loves me. That is why it is not love. That is no longer love. If you're experiencing this currently in your relationship, you may want to think about or think about your stand in that relationship. This guy is so jealous that if he sees me standing or having a conversation with an opposite sex, like he turns red. He's not fair. You know that kind of anger that it will be beaten all over him, that even if I try to say hi or even the person tries to say hi to him, he does not reply or he does not respond to either of us. So he's very jealous. And when someone is this jealous, or when someone is this jealous even over someone that is not your wife yet, imagine when that person eventually gets married. Imagine how you in fact you won't be able to go to work, because you won't be able to go to work or work with a male boss, because he feels he would definitely feel, oh, they are going to take her away from me and all that. So he was extremely jealous. His jealousy was to the extreme, like to the extreme. I wish I could still remember, because all this happened way back in 20. I can't remember now. Imagine my age, like imagine me now compared to when I was a teenager, 16, 17 years old. So it's been a very long time. And I was in that relationship for good 6 years, like I said earlier. I was 16. I left the relationship when I was 21. Beside dating when I was 16, it was 26. So imagine the age gap between us. So if he's doing when he was doing all those things, there was nothing I could say. All I could just say is, I'll just be looking. Like, what will I do? What can I possibly do to a 20? What can a 16 years old possibly do to a 26 a 26 years old man? He was already a full grown man. So he was very jealous. Another sign he exhibited or I noticed is that he was a control freak. And when I say control, like he wants to be in charge of my life. As in, when I was in the relationship, everything I couldn't make decisions on my own. Every single thing I did in that relationship is either from him. If he doesn't give me a go ahead, go ahead, then no born me way to do that thing. You can't eat like he planted that fear in me. That fear was there such that if he's telling me, Lydia, you have to do this, there's no way. In fact, I won't be able to do that thing because I'm already scared. I don't know what is going to happen at the end of the day. So he was a control freak. I can't make decisions on my own. He doesn't care about my opinion. My opinion does not matter in the relationship, because he feels, how would I, you that have this chicken brain, how would I, what are you saying? So I don't have a say in the relationship. Anything he says, that's final. So that's the kind of person he was. How can you be in a relationship with someone that you cannot share your body, like you can't make decisions on your own, even for your own life, like for your own self. You can't make decisions. I could not make decisions by myself. If he doesn't tell me to do this, I dare not. Then he will tell me not to use makeup. would say, don't use makeup. I will not use makeup. I dare not use makeup. I could remember there was a time that I started, okay, when I was in secondary school, after my secondary school, I was on low cut. So when I finished secondary school, I wanted to start making my hair. He made sure I was plaiting just straight. Hey God, help me. He said I there was no they no bought me wear like to make attachments it's rubber now. That's the kind of hairstyle he recommended, and that's the only hairstyle I was making then. Even when my friends then that we started making hair together, we started making our hair together. They started making attachments using wave bonds and all that. I dare not. That's the kind of person he is. He was a control freak. Another thing is that he never ceased to use the age difference between us to he never ceased to talk about it. And what do I mean by this? So many times he would tell me, when I try to talk back at him, it's like, are you all right? Do you know how old I am? I'm older than you, even older than your elder sister. He never ceased to talk about the age difference between us. Like, he's like, at the slightest provocation, at the slightest opportunity, he slams it at my face. How old are you? Who are you talking to? How dare you talk to me like that? Can you talk to your elder sister like that? Because he knows, of course, he knows my elder sisters. My elder sisters are, I call auntie, so, auntie this, auntie that. You'll be telling me that, can you talk to your sister like your first daughter? Can you talk to her like that? If you cannot talk to her like that, you dare not talk to me. And this is the kind of person that knows, like, he's way older than me. He knows when my parents got married. Like I said earlier, we attend the same church. There was even a time, there's not even a time, there were so many times he told me, he would just say, how old is your mom? Is a very young lady. How old is she? I know. We were there when your daddy married her. We were there. We were present at her wedding. Stuff like that. That's another sign for me. He is always like, he's carrying this age thing on his head, that such that I cannot once I do anything or once I say anything, he'll be like, that kind of thing. Am I your mate? How can you talk? Imagine being in a relationship with somebody that would always tell you, am I your mate? Who is your mate? Can you talk to your mother like that? Can you talk to your sisters like that? And I'm way older than them. So he's always using the age. He's always using this to talk to abuse me in the relationship. That was another. Oh, that's another. So another point is, he literally snatched me away from my peers, and he took away my teenage. I didn't have that experience. I didn't really enjoy my teenage period, because he stole it away from me. You know, that kind of person that wants to bring you to his own level. He doesn't want me to associate with my peers. He wants me to start acting like a matured person, like. And to me, that's one of the most annoying things, or that was one of the most annoying part of the relationship, because all my friends that I stupidly obeyed him, because I feel, oh, this guy is older than me, is my brother. Like I said, I always call him brother. So imagine being in a relationship with somebody you are calling brother. It was that bad. So some of my friends then, in my church then, I had a lot of male friends that we were both, like, we were of the same peers. He literally told me to stop associating with those guys or with them, because it's like a slap on his face, that because most of us, when we are joking, we are always using, should I say, abusive words? Not really abusive words. You know that, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? All those kind of small small abuse. That's the way we usually relate with ourselves. So there was a time he told me, you can't keep talking to these people, because if you're talking to them, it's going to be a slap on my face. They are definitely going to disrespect me. So if you want them to respect me, then you have to stop talking to them. And guess what Lydia did? Lydia to carry that shoulder up for the guys. Now I'm dating a guy that is 26 years old. I can no longer roll with you guys, okay? And that was how I lost those relationships till date. Those guys and I were never in good terms. Even when I came to realize that what I did to them was very bad, it was already late, and that was it. Fact, this guy literally stole my teenagehood, like my teenage that experience. I did not experience it, because he just wanted me. The age difference between us is a decade. Imagine, he wants me to start acting up like a matured lady and all that. And childish me, I started acting according to what he told me. Those ones who called me, I won't answer them in the church. I give them attitude even when I see them in some of them, because we attend all this jam class together, and jam class, yes. When I see them, I don't talk to them and all that. And that was how I lost those relationships. So it doesn't want me to associate with people. And when I say people, I cannot have a friend as in, if he does not approve a friendship, I dare not. I dare not. I dare not associate with that person. Another thing he did was to strip me off of people. Like when I broke up with him, I was literally lonely. Like I was lonely because all the friends I had then, all the friends I had before I met him, or all the people I was supposed to associate with when I was in the relationship with him, he made me destroy those relationships. I destroyed those relationships. I had no friends around me except my sisters and few friends I met in school. These are the only friends I have. And my childhood friends that we grew up together till date, even despite the fact that we are friends on Facebook till date, the only thing we do is just to like each other's picture. We barely comment on each other's posts because that relationship was destroyed or has been destroyed a long time ago. And when I'm talking about this friendship, these are friendship that we started from cradle, friendship that we started from right when I was very young, and because of this guy, I lost all the relationship. And this is what an abuser does. This is one of the signs you may want to watch out for. What they do is to strip you off of people. They strip you off of everyone they know that you can easily go and meet when you're having difficulty in the relationship, or when you're going through a lot in the relationship, people that you can run to. They strip you off of them so that you do not have any other person except them. You don't have anybody to run to except them. You don't have anybody to talk to except them. So this is the kind of person he was. That's another sign in the relationship.